Raider Nation, what up? Shield Squad, what up? It's your boy Chris from Protect the Shield podcast, where my opinions might not always be popular, but they'll always be authentic. Guys, as you guys know, everyone's heard the news. My man AP has been hired. And I'm not sure if it's finalized yet, but anyway, he's going to be the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. I couldn't be more excited. Haven't heard anything specific about Champ Kelly, but we pretty much know that he's going to be the GM. You know, he was sitting in a lot of the head coaching interviews, so you know it would make zero sense to have him part of those interviews if he was not going to be part of the long-term solution for Mark Davis and the Raiders. So I got to say, just a shout out to Mark, man. You know, I know it probably wasn't easy. You know, it should have been easy, but, you know, from, you know, what a lot of these media insiders are saying, that, you know, certain people are in your ear and they wanted to connect you with, you know, people like the Harbaughs of the world and stuff like that, man. You made the right decision. You know, whenever you get the Charles Woodsons of the world, the Howie Longs, you get the Devontae Adams, you get the Max Crosbys, the Josh Jacobs, the Jack Jones, and that's only the people that's within our organization. Then you go outside of that and you get, you know, people like the, you know, JJ Watt, you get people like Michael Irvin, Michael Strahan, you know, people like that are all endorsing this guy. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I mean, Mark, you did the right thing. You know, it was very ballsy, you know, when you got rid of Josh McDaniels when you did. Because I know, you know, a lot of Raider Nation, you know, thought that was obvious, but, you know, McDaniels was not the right guy. You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But, you know, that was an expensive decision to get rid of him. It was very expensive, and it, you know, it basically showed that Mark took accountability for making a mistake. He knew he made the mistake, and he moved on. And then he took time, spoke with the team, spoke with his other advisors, who should be the person that kind of runs the show while, you know, at least during the interim level. After talking to people within the organization, outside the organization, he came up with AP, came up with Champ Kelly, gave them an opportunity to have a 9-week interview. That's what it is. Now, you know, unfortunately, a lot, you know, some of you fans think that, you know, you want to focus on the bad that happened, because of course he had some growing pains. This was his first shot of being a head coach, and he got through into the fire. When he started this whole journey with the Raiders last year, he had no idea this was going to happen. So he wasn't preparing as a head coach. Now he has a whole off season. He has hell of mentors and advisors, you know, people like Marvin Lewis, you know, people like Tom Coughlin, people like Herm Edwards, and so on and so forth. So, you know, being able to spend some time with guys like him or guys like them to kind of learn the ins and outs, learn how to, you know, run a strength and conditioning program, learn how to, you know, run a training camp and things like that. It's going to be night and day. We're going to see all kinds of growth from AP. Because for one, he's a competitive former athlete. Their minds are automatically wired differently. He's going to want to prove all the naysayers wrong. First of all, that's just how the dude's wired. You can tell this guy is a fighter. He's a scrapper. He's a guy that worked his tail off when he was in the NFL. He was a guy that I think he was undrafted, if I remember correctly, and worked his way up to be a captain of one of the most dominating defenses that we've seen in our generation. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, just like he said, his resume's on the grass, man. His resume's on the grass. You could see the difference in that team. You could see how that team woke up, how that team would run through a wall. And again, yes, he had some issues. He had some mistakes, but you know, those mistakes could be fixed. You know, it's crazy. You know, a lot of you Raider fans out there acting as if mistakes don't happen. You're acting like you're on your first job. Like when you first had your job, you didn't make mistakes. Half of you guys got fired probably the first couple of weeks within your first job anyway. So let's keep it real. But anyway, man, shout out to AP. Shout out to Champ Kelly, because I know what's happening. And shout out to Mark Davis. And, you know, most importantly, shout out to the Raider Nation and the Shield Squad. Man, make sure you guys come check me out on Friday. I made this video on Friday, so we're actually going to do a Fan Talk Friday like usual, man. So come check me out. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Pacific time and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to talk more about it, man. I'm going to have some of my friends on here. We're going to talk it. We're going to celebrate AP. Because at the end of the day, man, it's a celebration right now, but there's a lot more work that has to be done. It has to be done, you know, within that organization at all levels. The players got to get better. The coaching staff has to get better. The front office has to get better. And us as a fan base, we have to get better. We have to get Las Vegas to a point where, you know, our fans are in there. You know, we got to quit blaming everything else for why we're not there. You know, we can buy the tickets. You know, we can not sell our tickets or whatever. Or we can make sure we try to sell it to Raider. I mean, whatever we need to do, we need to do. Because I really think this can be, you know, a true power exchange in the AFC West. This is our chance. This is our chance. You know, you got, you know, Denver, they don't know what's going on. The Chargers, you know, they're trying to figure themselves out. Because me personally, I don't care if they get Jim Harbaugh. I don't care. I'm not afraid of Jim Harbaugh, man. I am not afraid of the guy. I'm glad we didn't even interview him. You know, he can go back to Michigan, and I will continue to root for him on Saturdays. But, you know, on Sundays, I'm glad I don't have to worry about him. But, you know, anyways, man, tell me what you guys think, man, in the comments. You know, let me know. Did Mark Davis make the right decision? Or are you guys upset that he didn't go a different direction? But let me know in the comments. You know, as I always say, guys, coaches, they come and go. In fact, I mean, we're living through it right now, but our coach now is going to be here to stay. But regardless, we must always protect the shield. Thank you guys. You guys have a good one. See you guys tonight on Fan Talk Friday.